I got a question for you first.
Yeah, no, let's hear it.
You ever had girls fighting over you? It get graded later.
It get greater later.
Wait, hold on. Donald Trump didn't go to school. What school? Hey, what school Donald Trump went to? Hey, we gonna be rich. Oh
Let's
my
go.
God,
NBA,
we went in
NBA.
shoot.
Yeah.
So I thought I was gone. No cap. I'm gonna keep it 50 times too.
Episode 1, Out the Mud with Bball Paul, RB. Paul, how are we feeling?
Man, feeling blessed.
Well, we made it, man. Look, I'm pumped for this pod. I think, people know their players on the court, but even more so, they'll get to know you off the floor, how you got here, etc. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for this journey, and I'm ready to hop into it. But, it's crazy. The first thing that people reacted with when we launched this pod was, where can I get some merch? Literally, that's all they said to me. Where can I get one of those Out the Mud hoodies? So this is perfect marketing already. I mean, you already sell them. You have the merch line going. Where can they find them?
On Twitter, you hit me up via DM, and we'll get you one ASAP.
So they got the hoodies, the slides, and is there tees as well?
You got T-shirts.
T-shirts, hoodies, and slides.
Oh, yeah.
I might need to come to the next pod dripped out in Out the Mud merch.
It's my fault, bro. I should have had you put on a hoodie before we even started. I'm tripping.
It's all right. We'll get a fit change. Going. But let's talk about Out the Mud because, it's a perfect title for the show. It's fitting. It's your catchphrase. It's what's literally hooked on with Philadelphia. Where did that phrase originate from?
Out the mud. That just came from being in the mud, in the trenches. That's where everybody kind of identify with being in the mud at.
Was it like a certain saying that you had in your childhood or just something that you started throwing around? Like, how did it come about?
I mean, it's kind of like for childhood, but at the same time, it transfers over into adulthood when you kind of got to get out of difficult situations. And you got to kind of work yourself out of them type of situations. And that's kind of where the term getting out the mud, because you really working yourself out in situations with kind of no help. You feel me? You ain't really asking for no handouts. It's kind of just like grind.
So it's like something you live by. But I'll tell you where it started for Sixer fans. So let's take it back to 2020, December 15th, first preseason game. Sixers, Celtics. You were just drafted, not even a month before. And the Sixers went up in that game. You didn't play 1 minute. And you went on Twitter after the game and you tweeted out, finna have to get it out the mud. Now, that went absolutely insane. It exploded. Did you think that saying would gravitate the way that it did with the Sixer fan base?
I didn't think that it was going to gravitate that much with the Sixers fan base. I wasn't familiar with the Sixers fan base at the time, but I see now that they like that for real.
I mean, it went absolutely insane. Overnight, boom, you're a hero. You're a hero in Philadelphia. You go from being one of the last picks in the draft, and now people absolutely love you. And it literally hooked on not only as a saying, it's kind of your mentality. It's now a merch line. It's your clinic that you run. You really kind of like revolutionized that entire saying all off of that one tweet. And that kind of just embodies Philadelphia in a nutshell. Like, that's what the fans here do. And I feel like without the mud, they could just relate to you so well.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what that was big. I think the fans was big. I'm relatable, you feel me? I'm kind of just like them in a lot of ways as far as like grinding, taking advantage, playing with heart. Philly, passionate city. It's not just a regular city. Like, this ain't like a Charlotte. Like, the fans here are super passionate and really care about the team. I'm the same way. So,
and not only did that tweet blow up, but then they looked at your Twitter handle and they started calling you Bball Paul because they noticed that was your name. Where did that name originate from?
Oh yeah, I made that in 7th grade. It was catchy. My first name was Amazing Paul, then I changed it and then Bball Paul.
That's where Bball Paul was born, 7th grade.
Bball Paul was born, yeah.
Everybody started calling you Bball Paul.
Everybody.
Everybody.
In college, it was worse.
Oh, yeah?
It was worse in college.
So that name traveled all the way through 7th grade, high school, college, and here it is today.
And here it is today.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick break from this pod so I can tell you about BetUS. They're one of the leading online sports betting platforms. They are secure, reliable. They have excellent customer service, and they are there to satisfy all of your betting needs, whether that's basketball, football, baseball, soccer, or whatever other sport you can think of. Maybe you want to even bet on some international games. They have you covered with everything from pregame, live game, parlays, player props, and a whole bunch more. The customer service is what really helps them stand out. They are there 24/7 to help you with anything you need. They have some of the best promotions and bonuses going on right now. And in fact, if you click the link down in the description, you can get a 125% sign-up bonus when you sign up with BetUS. For example, if you deposit $100, you will get matched $125 free dollars to play with. BetUS is one of the best sports books out there doing it. I use them myself. They have some of the most unique special bets out there. So go check them out. Click the link down in the description and get a 125% deposit match sign-up bonus when you sign up with BetUS.
So, you went through high school, Bball Paul, and, you ended up being player of the year in senior year. Central Florida is where you grew up. And you ended up going, what a coincidence, to Depaul. You had offers from Clemson and Kansas State and a couple other schools, Rutgers. I mean, the name itself, it's beautiful marketing, but why Depaul University?
Shoot, I want to say Depaul because I chose that school really because of the opportunity. I seen the opportunity. I knew I was going to be able to get exposure, and I knew I was going to be able to go there and get some minutes, and play in front of all these NBA scouts and stuff. That was kind of my main focus was going to the league. I didn't care about what school I went to. I just wanted to make sure I got to the league, That was my main focus. But, it didn't really go as smoothly as I thought. I was going there thinking I was going to be one and done, like everybody else who go to college playing hoops. And I ain't played my rookie season in college. And, it let me know that, finna have to get out the mud again. that was the first time I had to get out the mud.
So you've been getting it out the mud ever since?
I've been getting out the mud since middle school.
And you're still getting it out the mud?
I'm still getting it out the mud. I feel like that's something that's not gonna ever change for real. Cause that's just who I am.
I feel like that mentality really embodies just the city in itself, like we said. And what's it like going out there for games, warming up on the sidelines, and you see all these people supporting you, supporting your merch? They're rocking the Out the Mud hoodies, the shirts, the slides. What's it like, just to bring that all full circle and watch these people support you like that?
I mean, it's an amazing feeling knowing that people really rocking with my merch like that. And not just my merch, but with me. You feel me? I feel like it makes me want to go harder for the city. It really makes me connect more with the city. Like lately, I've really been going to football games and baseball games and really understanding how powerful the fans are in this city. Like I ain't never been to a baseball game that had the fans rocking out how they was rocking out at the Phillies baseball game. I went to school in Chicago. I went to a Cubs game. It was nothing like the Phillies game I went to. It was insane. So it was it's a whole different vibe. I could tell that the city really loves their teams and really passionate. That's why I can't get mad when they be sneak dissing or they be hating or they be throwing shots at the players sometimes because they're gonna call them out on their BS. I can't get mad at that.
I will say, for as much of the hate as there is, that goes around and people get a bad rep in Philly, when you're doing good, when the team's boding well, they're going to support you just as hard, right? And I think with all the teams coming together, like you said, Red October or the Birds going to the Super Bowl last year, as much as you guys want to go out there and win, these fans want to go out there and watch you win. As much as you want to go to work every day, they want to go to the games to watch you. They spend their hard-earned dollars, and I agree. I just think like they're so freaking passionate, and it's all in a sense of love.
That could be a good thing and a bad thing too, though. I done seen some crazy stuff out here in Philly. Like you said,
Like
the
what?
Birds making it to the Super Bowl. I was outside when that happened, when they won that game. I was out there on Broad Street, and Philly, we gotta chill a little bit now. We can't be driving on sidewalks and fighting people through cars while they driving. Like, we gotta, you feel me? They had to put grease on the poles. That's what I heard. Like,
no, they
had to oil the poles.
Full oil on the poles, man. Just
like,
so
my
people are
question
not
is,
climbing
why
up.
we climbing up poles?
Say again?
Why we climbing up poles? Like, what?
It's just how
It's like
insane-
tradition.
Yeah, it's a tradition here in Philly. I mean, they just go absolutely nuts. They're jumping on cars. They're climbing poles. I mean, people were doing things that night that I don't even want to repeat. But it's just how crazy this damn city is.
Yeah, it's wild. It's definitely wild. But like I said, it's a good thing. It's come from passion, and I like that. You
Right.
know?
When you go to other cities or when you play away games, do you see any type of the similar passion? Is there any cities you go to that are like, all right, like this is kind of close to Philly?
That's a good question. Honestly, I haven't been to any cities outside of I say New York fans kind of crazy, but I don't think they like. I think Philly fans go harder. I think Philly fans go harder than Boston fans too. Yeah, I think Philly fans probably number one.
I'm right there with you. I think they're second to none. I think Philly fans are,
and they everywhere though. It ain't like they just in Philly. I done went to LA and I seen a lot of Philly fans out there. Like, I done been in Puerto Rico. I done had people stopping me like Philly fans. I'm like, all right, yeah, this is real.
Dude, they travel well, and they travel in packs too. Like, they organize trips. They go to these away games. It's almost like sometimes on the road you're playing a home game. Like, that's how passionate these fans are. And I mean, what a better way to like get inclined into the NBA. You know, you fall in the draft back in 2020, and let's just kind of talk about that actually. So it was a very weird type of pre-draft process, right? Like, there was limited workouts. I think there was online interviews. What was that process like, right? You come out after your third year, you have a huge year. You know, you're averaging like 15, 11, 2, 3 blocks a game, a couple steals. What did you think about coming out at that time?
I mean, I knew it was the right time. I just wish that COVID didn't happen. You know, our season got cut short.
Right.
We didn't get to finish. You know, we was in a tournament. We had won our first game. We had some momentum. I felt like we could have took it all the way. Of course I felt that way. But, you know, COVID happened. Season got cut short. We had to do all our interviews online. We had no pre-drive workouts. It was like, it's kind of like I couldn't really help myself more than I did, you know, like during the season. It was normally the pre-draft process is, you know, you work out with teams, you get to compete against other players, you get to kind of show that you're better than a lot of dudes. You can help your stock a lot. I ain't really get to do that. But at the same time, you know, everything happened for a reason. Maybe if I would have did that, I would have ended up somewhere else. So I'm glad it kind of worked out like this.
Did you think that you were going to go higher in the draft? Do you think that that lack of pre-draft normalized routine kind of attributed to you falling?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, I thought I was going to go higher. I think, you know, a lot of guys who enter their name in the draft feel like they going to go first round or they going to go higher. And a lot of dudes, you know, don't even get drafted. That think that thinks that they going to get drafted. And, you know, so I kind of had to put it in perspective. And when I look back at it, I just be grateful that, you know, I got drafted, yeah, by a team like Philly. Like, I could have got drafted, like my agent was telling me. Sometimes it's not best to get drafted higher and go to a worse team. It's better to get drafted, or not even, you know, just get on a team that's the best fit for you. you know, that's gonna give you the best situation. And that helped me put things in perspective. But, you know, I wasn't trying to hear that on draft night. I had people at my draft party leaving the draft party early because they like, man,
wow,
man, they ain't getting picked up. I'm finna go home. That's pain. That's pain. You gotta see people walking out your draft party. You ain't even get picked yet. The draft's still going on now. It's still about 20 more picks, 15 more picks. So, you know, it got to the point where I didn't know I was getting drafted, and of course I was feeling some type of way. But I feel like some of the greatest players in the world have been through similar situations and overcame adversity and became stars. You know, for example, Tom Brady.
Yeah, no, he did, and like when you said that, I was thinking like of a couple players in recent history. I remember Austin Reeves, you know, had his agent try to get him to LA. There was someone who got picked at the end of the draft to go to Milwaukee. Like, you're right. I think sometimes it is about fit, because when you go back and look at that draft, right, the Sixers take Tyrese at number 21. They take Isaiah Joe at 49, and they take you at 58. Those are all great quality players on a team. And you look at some of the other guys that went in the second round, they're not even playing anymore. So, you know, I think that fit is great. And then I guess, you know, do you think that being in Philly has kind of, you know, shaped your career in a way? Do you think you'd be the same player, or, you know, you would have earned a second contract in a different city?
For sure. I feel like any team I would have went to, I would have made the best of it and, you know, did what I had to do. Even if I had to get out the mud in a different city, I would have had to do that. But I feel like, you know, it's hard to really to say. You know, I don't know any other teams. I haven't played for anybody else. All I know is from what my teammates told me that played for other teams.
Right.
And I hear like other teams are very different, you know, the way they work. I feel like Philly one of them teams where it's like, oh, it's always a lot of players coming in and out every year. So my mindset, my first couple of years with Philly was like, dang, like, I hope I'm not one of them dudes that get cut or, you know, get traded or something like that. And, you know, I would never was. You know, I guess they believe in me.
Yeah, no, this city believes in you. And going back to what you said earlier, you're just such a relatable player in person. Like, I think a lot of the Philly fans see themselves in you a bit. And, you know, that's why they go out there and support you. You go out there, you get your hands dirty. You're doing the dirty work. You're cleaning the glass. You come in a couple steals, a couple blocks. And, you know, I just think it embodies that out the mud mentality, which is, again, just perfect full circle for the show. But you come into a contending situation. Like, what's it like coming in, you know, around guys like Joel Embiid and at the time Ben Simmons, and with Tyrese, obviously watching him nurture and grow? You know, a lot of guys, they take a couple years. They have to rebuild. They have to wait and let it play out. You're coming in, you're expected to perform right away.
Man, I wish, like, I was more ready. I wish I knew, like, what I knew now in my rookie season, like how to mentally prepare for the moment. I feel like when I came in, I wasn't really prepared enough mentally to go out there and execute and do what the team need me to do. But now I kind of got a better understanding of what the team needs me to do. So it's easier to go out there and play hard defense, you know, finish plays, spacing the floor the right way, things like that. You know, it's come with experience and it come with playing. You know, I ain't really get a lot of minutes. I ain't have a lot of opportunities. You know, I'm second round, 58th pick. I'm not going to get the same opportunities as a first round pick, you know. So it's like, it makes it a bit harder to, You don't have as many opportunities to learn.
Yeah. I mean, you had to get it out the mud, like you said.
Yeah, for real.
So, you know, watching some of these guys nurture, watching this team, you know, get to the second round a couple years in a row, obviously it's ended in disappointment, but there's probably a lot you can take away, like, from the journey so far. You have that experience. You got bounced down, you know, to the G League. You're absolutely wrecking in the G League. You win the MVP. You win the Rookie of the Year. You come back up. Based on all your opportunities, do you think that you were ever treated unfair and not given enough opportunity, in any of your years thus far? Because, there's so many times people are calling for Bball Paul. Bring Bball Paul in, let him play. You come in, you optimize your opportunity. There were probably some frustrating times, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's all part of the process. I feel like I'm not the only one that had to go through, struggles. My first couple years in the league, like, I ain't play a lot. When I won MVP, I'm thinking, I just won MVP of the G, and we went to the finals. We ain't win, but I feel like MVP and we went to the final. I'm thinking I'm coming in and get a lot of minutes just because of that. Nah, it don't work like that. I got a couple opportunities, but it still was like, can the coach trust me to do what he need me to do? Can my teammates trust me to? And going out there averaging 20-some points in the G is not really translatable to the NBA because you gonna have to play a different role. My role for the Sixers is not to go out there and average 20. My goal was really to go out there and average 20 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the difference.
Yeah, I mean it's a completely different game, and again, I think you've done the best job in optimizing your opportunity and maximizing your chances. And again, there's a lot of battles that you've had to face, but you finally started to get consistent playing time. Last year, I mean, even in game 1 against the Celtics, you're asked to go out there and start, and you had a double-double. You did your job. And by the way, you hit the coldest 4 free throws that I've maybe ever seen in the final minute of that game. I mean, that was insane. But you guys, result in disappointment again, and you had a decision. And I want to go back to July 8th of this year. Sixer fans were absolutely losing their minds. Let me take you through the longest 24 hours of my life. The Jazz sign you to an offer sheet, and Daryl Morey waits. The Sixers don't match it. People are losing their minds. We're going to lose Bball Paul. Take me through that entire process. How did that go? They said Paul was touring the facilities in Utah. He was looking for houses out there. Did you ever for a second think you were leaving Philly?
I ain't think he was gonna match the deal, so I thought I was gone. No cap. I'm gonna keep it 50 times 2.
So you didn't know?
Nah, I ain't know they was gonna match. They waited till the last minute. So my agent like, bro, they not matching. It's a 10% chance. I'm like, dang, bro, like it ain't like a 30-40% chance. He like, no, it's like a 5% chance, bro. So I'm like, damn, that's pain. This team that drafted me. I've been here 3 years. I done got acquainted with Philly. I felt some type of way. So kind of part of me was like, man, fuck Philly. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, I don't want to leave the city. So it's tough.
They had reported that Daryl Morey knew he was going to match the offer, but it was kind of a big FU to Danny Ainge because of some of the clauses that he put in that contract. For example, if the Sixers, advance past the opening round this year, the final 2 years are guaranteed. Who the hell thinks of a contract like that? Nobody's ever seen that before. So in a way, it was Daryl Morey kind of retaliating there. But, everybody was losing their minds. That 24-hour period was bad. I mean, nobody knew the direction of the offseason.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
so you were ready to make a full-blown move to Utah.
I feel like I didn't have a choice for real either. Like, do I try to stay in Philly and make half the money I would be making if I moved to Utah, or do I try to move to Utah and make double the money I make if I stayed in Philly? Yeah.
No, it's a business at the end of the day, but I know everybody is glad that you're back, and I'm sure, even after sweating bullets, it finally came full circle.
Shout out to BetUS, one of the most reliable, secure sports books out there right now. They have excellent customer service. You can get in touch with them 24/7, and they offer an extensive coverage of sports betting, including football, basketball, baseball, soccer, and more. I'm using them myself, and I am winning big. Maybe you want to go bet on who the MVP of the league is going to be this year. Maybe you want to bet on who's going to win the championship. They have tons of futures in addition to all their player props and live game parlay stuff. They have tons of bets, a lot of unique ones as well that you won't find anywhere else. They offer some of the best bonuses and promotions in the industry. So go down to the link in the description, click it, go to BetUS.com right now. You can get a 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets. Go check out BetUS.com.
You know, when it comes to the Sixers, now that you have been here, now you're on a second contract, how would you characterize your career so far in Philadelphia?
I mean, I feel like I ain't doing enough yet, honestly. I mean, y'all got me a contract, but it's deeper than that for me. Like, I'm really trying to get us a ring, bro. Philly been in the mud for too long. It's been like 45 years since we won a ring. It's been like over 20 years since we made it out the second round of the playoffs. Like, for me, it's personal. Like, I feel like I got to be one of them dudes that come in and make a difference and help this team get out the mud for real.
We got to get out the mud, Paul.
Maybe not for real. We've been in the mud too long.
How do we get out the mud? How do we get past that point? Like you said, I mean, what? It's been over 20 years since we got to the conference finals.
You don't want to ask me that question. No, they ain't gonna like my answer.
I want to hear your answer.
I mean, I feel like you know, I feel like I got to do better during the regular season, so the coaches can trust me during the playoffs a little bit more, put me out there so I can, you know, help us win more. You know, I feel like it's hard to do that when you sit on the bench. And
yeah.
But, you know, you got to be a good teammate. You got to cheer your team on. But I feel like last season, if I would have started the season out better and played better throughout the season, then the coach, they would have trusted me more to play me more during the playoffs. And I would have been able to help us a bit more. I feel like, I honestly feel like that.
A lot of people think you can help this team in multiple ways. You know, obviously you're known as Bball Paul, the backup five. Do you think you could ever play any four next to Joel Embiid?
I mean, I believe I can.
Have you ever played that before consistently? Has that ever been, you know, part of your career, playing the power forward position consistently, you know, next to a big man like that?
Yeah, I mean, in high school and college, I mean, a little bit in the NBA, I done played at the four. In college, I done played at the four. High school, I was like 3, 4, and 5. So, I mean, it ain't nothing new to me. You know, I can go out there and guard anybody, and then, you know, I can put the ball in the rim.
Yeah, and you could guard all the positions as well. I mean, you're a versatile defender. That's just what people, at least inside the Sixers fandom, have been calling for. They want to see you next to Joel, and even your new coach, Nick Nurse, said that he would experiment with that this season. So, and
for me, it's about being ready to take on that challenge. I mean, it's not really a challenge, but being ready to take that on and take advantage of that opportunity. So once the playoffs come, the coaching staff can feel comfortable putting me out there with Joel, you know.
Yeah.
I just need them to trust. So it's about building trust. I can build that trust. Then once the playoffs come, I feel like we'll be in good shape.
Absolutely. What do you think the ceiling is on Tyrese Maxey? I mean, at the time of us recording this, he's had 3 monster games, 31 points, 34 points, 26 points. And he's not turning the ball over. And people are really expecting him to take that leap this upcoming season. And you're a guy who's been here with Tyrese since day one. How do you view Tyrese and what's his ceiling this year? Bless you.
Thank you. Tyrese, I don't think he got a ceiling. This dude, I done seen a lot of dudes get buckets at a high rate, but Reese, he different, bro. I feel like he go out there and just go crazy every time. It's like I ain't really never seen somebody be that consistent. And, you know, that's kudos to him. He's a great player. see what he doing this year. Like you said, man, averaging like 30. I don't know if you seen, he got Easter Conference Player of the Month. I mean, I'm proud of him. You know, I feel like he don't have no ceiling at this point.
Yeah, he's also similar to you as well in that he's very relatable to the fans. Like, he's just a great young personality, and he goes to work every day. And I think players like you two really sit well with the fan base for that reason. And, you know, he's also trying to get it out the mud. So, yeah, I mean, we're excited about this team, and I want to ask you some questions. We'll go rapid fire. How about that? 5 questions.
I got a question for you first.
Yeah, no, let's hear it.
You ever had a girls fighting over you?
Maybe a little back in the day. I've kind of lost my touch, though.
You lost your touch?
Yeah, I need you to put me on a little bit.
I got you. I
need you to bring me to one of the big Sixers off-season boat parties.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm
maybe up in the Hamptons.
In the Hamptons? Once I get my invite, I'm going to make sure you get one, too.
Let's go rapid fire. 5 questions. We'll make this like another segment. You tell me the first answer that comes to your mind. Don't think on it.
All right, bet. Let's do it.
All right. Who's the funniest teammate you've ever played with?
I'm going to say probably, I'm not supposed to be thinking about it, am I?
You're not. Hey, you already broke the rule, man.
All right, ask me again.
Who's the funniest teammate you ever played with?
For the house, for the team.
For the Sixers.
Yeah, for Daniel House.
Daniel House?
D-House.
D-House.
The dude got a non-stop motor.
If you were called up by an NFL team right now, could you suit up and play in an NFL game?
Absolutely.
What position?
You can put me at a couple different positions. I'm versatile on a football field, too. You put me at DN, I'm going to come wreck some shit. You put me at tight end, I'm going to go route some shit. You put me at wide receiver, I'm going to go mouse some shit. So,
yeah, I mean, we can hit up Howie Roseman if you want.
Hey, I'd be the first player to do both.
Think so?
To play football and basketball?
Yeah.
Name one player that did that.
Paul Reed.
Come on. Hey, hit him up for me. Let him. Hey, I go suit up.
Bird's got to hit you up, man. What's the most regrettable purchase you've made as an NBA player?
Regrettable purchase?
Yeah.
I bought some Cartier shades for like $2,500, and I lost them. And I lost them in Vegas. So,
really?
Yeah, I had them on. I can't see nothing. You know, sometimes you rest the shade, it be dark. You can't see what you want to keep them on. So I took them off because I couldn't see. I was about to fall. And then I turned around and looked. They was gone. So somebody could probably sack my eye.
Hey, well, at least somebody got a little present. Sounds like a good night to me, though.
Man, nah, $2,500, that's pain.
Well, I meant the night in Vegas.
I still had fun that night. No, I ain't let that stop me.
Who's the coolest person you've ever met at a Sixers game?
The coolest person I ever met at a Sixers game, I'm probably going to go with the mascot.
The mascot?
Yeah.
Franklin?
He making half-court shots behind, like, turning around. Like, that's tough.
You think he could beat you in a shooting contest?
Nah, hell nah. I can't let that happen.
All right, fill in the blank for the last one. If I wasn't in the NBA, I would be blank.
If I wasn't in the NBA, I would be like a Navy SEAL or something. I'd be some raw shit. Like, I would be like Black Ops or something like that. It'd be something crazy.
Yeah?
Or I might be like the president or something.
You think Paul for president? Should we start it? Get it trending?
I mean, nah. I don't want no smoke. I don't want to step on nobody's toes either. But at the same time, I might be the best option for America for real.
I mean, you could still you can run. You have time.
I do got time. I'm only 24. I can go to college again. Go get my what's the process like? What you gotta get? Like
a lot. A lot of experience.
You got to go to law school. Nah,
I don't know if there
Donald
is.
Trump. Wait, hold on. Donald Trump didn't go to school. What school? Hey, what school Donald Trump
we
went
want
to?
to get into that on this pod. I mean,
What school Trump went to, man? Because hey, you definitely want president. Do you just got to have money?
that's part of it.
That's part of it, for sure.
You have to know some people, know some things, kinda.
Yeah, I just, pay my way through Harvard, get me a little degree. I run for president.
Did you have a 4.0 in high school?
How you knew? Nah, I'm lying. I ain't have a 4.0 in high school, but in college, I was definitely on Big East all academic team one season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I had to prove something to myself.
Would you rather be the funniest or smartest person in a room?
I'd rather be the smartest, but I feel like they both is the same though. Sometimes if you the funniest, then you are the smartest. But if you the smartest, then you're not the funniest.
That's true. I mean, I guess it couldn't go either way.
I feel like it's about charm. Like you gotta be able to finesse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
But at the same time, yeah, I feel like it's about that. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think you could be both. The last segment, we want to kind of end it off. Usually, maybe we'll take questions or comments from the fans out there, the people that watch the show or
I got
whatever.
another question for you before we start.
Yeah, let's hear it. I feel like I'm being interviewed at this point.
Yeah, we gotta get the audience to know, get to know you too.
Yeah.
It's not just me on this show. We got RB on this show too. RB, tell me something. What's your sign? What's your sign?
My what?
Your sign, like KODAK sign.
Like my birth sign?
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer.
You Cancer?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm a Gemini. Gemini gang.
You want to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
You were born 13 days before me.
For real?
For real. I looked it up.
So you did the math and all already.
I did the math real quick. No
Hey,
fingers either.
That's crazy.
Right in my head.
We both summer babies. You know what that mean? We gotta turn up. We gotta turn up for our birthdays.
Yeah.
It's upcoming.
You want to throw a little banger or something?
It's the party.
Can we invite the other Sixer players?
Yeah, heck yeah. Right, the 6 players, shoot a little, you feel me?
Get a little pod going?
Get a little pod going.
But yeah, 13 days before me. It's crazy. Any other questions? I mean, I'm here.
Nah. I just, that's all I want to know.
Okay.
But, I don't want them to just think like this show just all about me, even though it's about me. But it's also like we got a cool host over here.
I appreciate it, man.
Gotta get the fan interactive with him too.
I appreciate it. Now I want to kind of get on the court as well. Take some shots with you. What about that?
Come on, we can make some shade, man. We get you a uniform.
Oh, I'm ready. Tell coach I'm ready. I could go in there, take some charges, hit some free throws.
Oh yeah, that's what we need.
They call me 99%.
99%
from the line. I don't miss free throws. 1 in 100.
Oh yeah, you might have to suit up for real. You might need you technical.
I could get in the back end of the rotation.
You could dunk?
No, not even close.
You can touch backboard?
No, I'm working on it.
That's
You got to help me get my vertical up. You know how you go up and grab 8 offensive rebounds a game?
Yeah.
You need to teach me the ways.
I got you. We're going to work on that. We're going to work on that.
So for the last segment, instead of, taking questions, because this is the first episode, let's just go with Paul's positivity. Let's end it on a good note. What is the one piece of advice that you would give any upcoming young athlete or basketball player that wants to make the NBA? Like, what's your one piece of advice?
My one piece of advice, I feel like making the NBA is tough, but you absolutely have to know how to play your role. You're not always going to be the one on your team scoring all the points. It's always going to be like 1 or 2 dudes that's like that, but it's still 10 other dudes on the team. If you're going to be one of the other 10 dudes, you got to know how to play your role, and you got to be in star your role. If you're going to be one of the dudes getting rebounds and, finishing plays, setting screens, playing defense, like me, just be in star your role, bro. You don't got to do too much. Keep the game simple. I mean, and, we see a lot of dudes struggle with that today. Sometimes I struggle with that. sometimes I want to do more, but at the same time, I made it to the league. They drafted me here to get rebounds, set screens, roll, dunk on dude's head, and finish plays. I ain't get drafted to go out there and average 10 assists. I ain't get drafted to go out there and shoot 10 threes a game. I got drafted to go out there and do what I do. And I feel like me knowing what to do in my role is what allowed me to get my second contract in the league. Of course, I want to expand. Of course, I want to get better. And we working towards that. I'm not saying be complacent in where you at. All I'm saying is know your role and be the best at your role. Be a star in your role. You know, that's going to help you get further than you think.
I think you should be a coach when you finish up your playing career, which isn't anytime soon. And hopefully it's in Philadelphia too. But, yeah, I think you'd be a good coach when you finish your career.
I think I'd be a good coach too. I think I'd be a great coach, but I feel like coaches got to work a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like players got to work a lot, but coaches got to work like just as much. It's crazy. I'll be peeping.
Ready to win a chip this year?
I'm definitely ready to win a chip this year.
The pod might explode.
Hey, we gonna be rich.
Let's
my
go.
God,
NBA,
we win a
NBA.
chip.
Yeah, NBA Finals pod.
What?
Out the mud. We got it really out the mud at that point.
We really gonna get it out the mud. That's gonna be crazy.
Let's go, man. Let's win the chip.
Come on. There. Hey, it's only a matter of time. You know what my favorite saying is?
What is it?
It's not out the mud no more. It get greater later.
It get greater later.
It get greater later.
I'm gonna put that on my wall.
Me too. I'm gonna put it on my wall. Yeah, it get greater later for sure.
Let's go, man. It get greater later.